how much did I earn from my P2P investments last year, where did I achieve the best returns, and what are my overall ideas and expectations for 2026. All there is to know and even more right after the jingle. We start off by zooming out a bit, looking at the overall picture. Over the past year, my peer-to-peer portfolio made a significant leap forward, growing by 81,290 euro to now 191,237 euro. This marks the highest annual increase since I began investing in peer-to-peer loans in 2017. For my long-term peer-to-peer investments, excluding Bondora Go and Grow and Monefit Smart Saver, I invested a total of 64,000 euro, while withdrawals amounted to 34,696 euro. My net inflow was therefore at 29,304 euro, which corresponds to an average of 2,442 euro per month. For 10 out of 15 peer-to-peer platforms, the value of my outstanding portfolio has increased over the past year. The biggest jump came from Bondora Go and Grow with an increase of 33,338 euro. Given the volatility of my short-term peer-to-peer investments though, this number should be seen in context. In second place are my Mintos bond investments with an increase of 15,333 euro, followed by Nectaro at 15,126 euro. The largest monetary decline happened on Esketit with 13,110 euro. Ahead of Esketit were Crowdpeer with a decrease of 4,203 euro and Insol Finance with a decrease of 3,959 euro. I have been investing in peer-to-peer loans for more than 8 years now, while 2025 saw a new personal record in terms of my total annual income. Last year, I generated 15,546 euro from my outstanding peer-to-peer portfolio, exceeding the 10,000 euro threshold for the first time. As in previous years, the income chart is once again led by the same three platforms. Peerberry was my largest position throughout 2025 and therefore also topped the income rankings with 3,971 euro. In second place comes Income Marketplace with 2,905 euro, followed by Esketit in third place with 1,387 euro. Last year, 10 out of 15 platforms achieved an annual return of more than 10%. The ranking is led by Nectaro with 14.9%, ahead of Afranga with 13.9%. A decent performance by the only two newcomer platforms that have joined my portfolio in 2025. The top 5 are rounded out by Debitum with 13.9%, Crowdpeer with 13.5% and Income Marketplace with 13%. In the case of Monefit Smart Saver and Bondora Go and Grow, it was already clear in advance that a double-digit return wouldn't be achievable. The only real disappointment has therefore been Estate Guru, where a negative annual return was recorded for the first time. Fortunately, 2025 saw far more winners than losers. At least that's my personal assessment from the last video, where I evaluated 12 different platforms based on their performance over the past year. In the second part of this video, I would like to look ahead with you and share my outlook for 2026. Of course, growing my peer-to-peer portfolio even further in 2026 will be one of my main priorities. What I start to realize more and more though is that by increasing my level of exposure in peer-to-peer lending, I also need to start adjusting my strategy and my risk tolerance accordingly, at least to some extent. Specifically, this means investing in platforms or products that I may have previously excluded due to a more risk-conscious approach. This doesn't mean to abandon my investment principles and suddenly gamble with my money, but rather adjusting and slightly increasing my risk tolerance for future investments. Something that I would personally describe as taking calculable risks. For example, this includes offerings like Bondora Go and Grow or Monefit Smart Saver, which I have often criticized in the past for their lack of transparency and where the promise of liquidity is strongly tied to external market developments. The same goes for restricting myself by only picking loan terms with a maximum of up to 12 or 24 months. Yes, liquidity is and will remain a core pillar of my personal investment strategy, but excluding longer terms in general is only limiting myself from taking advantage of securing good long-term deals. Again, the idea is not to act blindly, but to take calculated risks. For example, by investing in 3 to 4 year long bond maturities on Mintos or long-term loans from established lenders such as DeCredit on Afranga. To put it simply, new growth targets also require, at least to a certain extent, adjustments in my strategic execution. That's why I predict to gradually adapt my risk tolerance and the range of loan maturities that I select. For me personally, this is somewhat hard to believe, but the Rethink peer-to-peer project is now already entering its 8th year. In terms of my output in 2026, I will most likely continue in a similar fashion as in previous years, meaning the monthly portfolio updates will remain a core pillar to transparently document my investment journey in peer-to-peer lending. The blog is meant to have more frequent articles this year, for instance by publishing monthly reviews of the latest lender financials. If you are searching for real-time updates, please consider joining my Telegram group and my WhatsApp channel. Those will be the places to receive timely notifications, reactions, and insights as soon as new developments occur. Aside from my Dana Rupiah visit in Jakarta, there haven't been any face-to-face encounters with stakeholders from the peer-to-peer lending industry. This year though, I am much more committed to meet up again with decision makers on site. I will start off already in February with a trip to Bulgaria to meet up with several different lending companies. The Baltics are also on my schedule for the summer period, although no specific dates have been set yet. As you are now fully informed about the 2025 results and what to expect in 2026, I want to take this opportunity to thank all my readers and loyal viewers who have supported me in large numbers throughout 2025. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel for more peer-to-peer lending content, and I hope to catch you guys in the next video again. So long. Bye bye.